Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
Just sit back, relax.
Jeremy, I'm interested to see how you're gonna play that out here when you go and do this editing process.
I don't know. I gotta work on that.
Hold on, wait a minute.
See y'all next week.
Thanks for coming out, y'all.
All right, thanks for coming out. Quick show this week. We just wanted to say hi, make an appearance. No, I'm kidding. All right, good morning, Detroit. Good morning to everybody listening all across the world. My name is Eric Guzman. Sing alongside this week, my co-hosts are Jeremy Bryan and Evan Hoy, aka Mr. In and Out.
Y'all can kiss my ass.
Stop having so much stuff on your plate, man, so you don't fucking be missing shows every 3 weeks. Yeah, see, you got quiet on that one, huh?
You right.
I know. I'm always right. But again, listen to the newest edition of Speak Your Piece coming to you live from Cave Radio Broadcasting, CRBradio.com. And again, make sure you are following us on our social media platforms, Facebook.com, Instagram at the handle Speak Your Piece 313. And again, as Jeremy has done a great job of making sure we have the camera here, make sure you're following us on our YouTube page as well also, so that way you guys are keeping up. If you don't only listen to the audio or just want to do some shit at the house, you can watch us here instead of having to listen to our voices. You actually see faces to the names now, so there we go.
For sure.
Gentlemen, it has been a couple weeks. We do need to apologize to the fans. Evan and I both had some adult commitments that came up kind of last minute.
Word, yeah.
Adult commitments that came up last minute. I was down to do it, down to the show, but they told me, hey, I had a delivery for a brand new a new bed and a bed frame. And
How that bed working out, bro?
I'll tell you what, it's a work in progress. I'll tell you that right now.
You broke it in?
I was about to say you gotta break that shit in like without getting too
graphic.
Too graphic here. You just gotta.
It's been about a week.
Yeah.
So
it takes a few.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I haven't really gotten fully adjusted to it yet, but.
Do you notice a difference though?
Oh yeah, bro. I wake up, my back is like nowhere near as much pain. I'm like, oh my god.
Ain't
God,
that
that's
true?
nice.
We got one of those hybrid beds where it's like memory foam at like the first top of it, and then like there's like the small inner coils at the bottom.
Oh, okay. So it has still some springs.
Yeah,
in
still
it?
some
Okay.
support to it, but definitely feels a hell of a lot more better than what the last bed. That was straight up fucking coils and everything. So
Damn.
yeah.
How long did you guys have that old bed for?
Well, that was my bed. That was my bed, and then she had a bed prior to when I moved in. So we got rid of her old bed because she had probably had for longer than what I had mine.
Oh shit.
So I think my mattress was about, I want to say probably about almost 6-7 years old at that point in time. We
Yeah.
still have it as like a backup bed just in case.
Yeah.
Because again, we have a guest room and everything, so you're better off, having an extra bed in case someone needs to stay.
Yep.
Sure.
But other than that, the bed is working out nice. The one thing I do like about it's got the adjustable little headboard, so at night when I'm up late trying to watch TV, I don't have to go to the front room anymore. I just make her fucking sit up and sleep. So she'll be knocked out. She'll just be like this, like.
Slowly waves up.
But the problem is when I fall asleep watching a movie, I fall asleep like that too. I'm like, oh fuck my neck. Like last night I watched something, passed out, went to sleep, and then I realized like, bro, why the fuck does my neck feel all fucked up? And I realized, oh damn, I didn't put the bed down. Hold on, wait a minute.
Oh my God.
But then the bed, it's not the quietest sound in the world. It's that as it drops down the whole fucking time.
Oh, that's the worst.
So then she wakes up. I'm like, yes, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed.
Go back to sleep, baby. Go back to sleep. It's okay.
But other than that, yes, that was my grown-up responsibility. And the reason why I couldn't do the show was because they came and told me, they initially told me, oh yeah, we'll be here, sometime between like 8 and 10. I'm sorry, they told me like 9 and 10 o'clock. I was like, in case I'm not here, she can handle it, right? Well, then they called back. Actually, yeah, we have an earlier appointment. We can come in around like 8:30. I'm like, I guess I can't make it to the show.
Did they bring it into your house and everything?
Yeah, but here's the one thing though. I mean, man, they took the mattress itself. They didn't take the frame, and the frame was one of those frames I got from Amazon where you can detach the shit of it. So I literally had everything like in a pile.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, and the one guy tells me, we don't take the frames. Duh, I already disassembled this bitch. Like it's literally just fucking like steel pipes at this point in time. You could
Just take it with
you
you.
could just take it, right? Well, then his worker, his coworker came out with him. He goes, "They got any accessories that they need taken out?" And the guy turns around real quick and goes, "No." I was like, "Oh, so you could have taken my frame. You're just being lazy."
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
My man was trying to get out of there.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this.
Hey, I'll tell you what though. 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Get
Typical
me
stop.
the
First
fuck.
stop. Oh,
Actually,
hell
we
no.
were the second stop, believe it or not. So
Oh,
that
okay.
means they've been working.
Yeah,
They've been working.
yeah. I used to be a contractor for DTE, picking up fridges and stuff like that. So like, I would have to pick up
I remember
fridges
that.
out of like people's basement, and the shit they wanted like those big ass double, side by side fridges,
Oh,
and then
the
you have
French
like
doors, yeah.
and then you have the smallest stairwell. Like, you ever been in a Michigan basement?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, try and get one of those out of there. And we're like, you know what? This fridge is going to scrap. Like, fuck this fridge. Like, you don't care. You get to a certain point and you just do not care. And I don't blame you for that shit. But at the same time,
It's still 8 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, it's just like,
It's early. You
it's
can
like,
do it.
like, come on, bro. It's just,
Now, if it's like the last stop of the day and you've already had like a long day dealing with other shit, yeah, I don't blame. Like, no, we don't take it.
yeah.
Motherfucker, it's the second stop of the day. Relax, calm down.
Maybe you had a rough night.
Well,
Who knows?
Evan, you also couldn't make it last week as well. Also, poor Jeremy was here ready to go, ready to pot his ass off, but you know.
Man, I was tired. I ain't gonna lie.
Jeremy's like, man, you guys aren't going to be here? No, it's gonna Yeah, I had a bed frame delivered too, so I assembled it. It was one from Wayfair, really easy to assemble, and we were excited for it. So, and it has like the little drawers on the bottom, so we have some more storage. I was like, oh, this is fucking sweet.
That's
so,
when you know you get to grown up level, when you start getting excited for like shit that never
Yeah,
used
for
to
like
excite
simple
you.
shit, simple house shit like
Like,
that.
oh my god, we're getting a new bed
yes,
frame.
bro, yes.
Got a new coffee maker? Oh, hell yeah. What's up?
Bro, when we had our bridal shower, all that new stuff, I was like, oh, this is legit. We just had nowhere to put it.
I always wanted to order stuff from Wayfair, but I thought it was like,
No, it's actually legit.
oh, I thought it was like
Wayfair's
one of those
legit.
wish type of things where
No.
it looks nice in the picture, then you get it, and it's like, I opposite of what the fuck I wanted. What the hell?
No.
We ordered something in regards for our ceremony coming up. We ordered something from Etsy.
Oh, yeah.
Etsy isn't too bad. It's not. It's only we only got one thing as of right now. But
Use Etsy religiously.
Oh.
A lot for like personalized gifts. That's
Oh,
where
yeah,
you need to
definitely.
go. Yeah.
it must be the white people. I'm kidding.
It very well might be. White people
I'm
do love.
kidding.
White people do love crafts.
And
Arts
personalized items, too.
Yeah, personalized items. Yes, we love a good craft show. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys.
Good crap.
Think about that though. Hold on, wait. Before we get going,
I'm not even. Gonna
wait. Before no, stop. Before we get going, you say you guys love arts, right? Arts.
Yeah. I don't like love arts and crafts, but I like going to the craft show and that shit.
And it's always in white communities. He's got a point. He's onto something here.
Yeah, Allen Park. You got
Wyandotte.
and then
Ann Arbor, there's always the art fair too.
Yeah.
Ann Arbor, I think, has the biggest art fair. If you really
Yes.
I believe so.
I went there one year. Shit was huge.
Yeah, I think it's like the whole like downtown section.
Bro,
it's
like
fucking
near the
nuts.
Hopcat area.
Yeah,
Like, right.
yeah,
so
shit's
it
wild.
takes up everything.
Oh
They
my
actually got
God.
some good stuff in there. I'm not gonna lie. I do have white tendencies.
It must be a white thing.
I mean, the video kind of says it all. Well, Jeremy, how are you this week, man? I know last week you said you were a little tired yourself. You kind of needed a break. What's going on? The new job kind of kicking your ass already?
New job kind of kicking my ass, but also the boyfriend husbandly duties after work are kind of kicking my ass
Say
too.
husband?
Not
You caught that, right?
I did. I caught that.
You ain't slick.
I'm just trying to be respectful. I just didn't want to say like, oh, the man duties outside of work.
No, that's fine. You could have said it like that.
But
The
yeah,
okay, so what's going on?
so get out at like 6 o'clock. I don't get home till like maybe 6:30, 6:40. With traffic everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But then when
Well,
I
you
get
get out at
home
what time?
at 6,
And you're coming from Pontiac, right?
yeah,
Back to.
Warren. Yeah, I know.
I'm surprised it only takes 30 minutes. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I know. I hop in that car. I'm going. I'm jetting out of that parking lot. Bro.
Is there a lot of traffic at that time or no?
I
Not
would
a
say-
ton,
I
but
would
just
say it
trying
would
to
start to die down around
getting
that time.
out. Of
No,
the
but the only
parking
reason why I asked because if you've ever been to that part of town, especially that late at night, like because all that traffic is leaving the downtown and like the suburban area of the Detroit area going back to that area,
Mhm.
that traffic can last a little bit longer versus like for us going the opposite way.
Right.
So that's kind of why I was
Yeah.
curious. So, but go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But yeah, so get home around 6:40, and my girl is just happy, excited to see me. She hasn't seen me all day, so of course now it's like, all right, what do you want to do? Let's go out to eat. And I'm like, I just got in the door. Seriously, can I just like relax for a second? Can we
No.
just watch TV for a little bit, or we gotta go to bed soon? Like, come on. No, let's go out. Let's let's go get something to eat. Let's have some fun. Come on, this is date night. And I'm just like, all
Can
right.
you do delivery, please?
Can we do the? Listen, have you guys ever done an in-home date night before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that should be fun too.
I think we all went through quarantine, so it's like...
Well, listen, I mean, like, outside of that.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Outside.
I enjoy it, man. It's nice. You just gotta kick back and just...
Order something. Got Netflix, some nice little movie you can set up and watch. I mean,
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. We did that once. Well, I think it was before quarantine. We did. We just stood in. We had to go get our food. We went down to downtown and got a Chinese food. This little place in downtown. It was actually pretty cool. Nice little night just to kick back and chill. But this week though, I did make a purchase. I did buy the new Spider-Man movie, so I officially own that. I don't have to worry and wait for streaming.
I forgot that it came out.
I forgot it came
Aren't
out.
they coming
too.
out with like the whole, like all of the Spider-Mans?
I wouldn't pay for all that. I have 2 out of the 3 new Spider-Man movies, and then the classic ones. You kind of already know what happens, and then
I'm
there's
just missing Spider-Man 3, if anything.
you're not missing much.
No, like I don't physically own it, but yeah.
Oh,
Me being a Spider-Man fanatic, it would just, for me, my OCD would kick in, and I would just really love to have just all of the Spider-Mans all at once. But that box set's probably going to be like $100, $120.
Oh,
So
of
it's
course.
8 movies. Yeah, I could see it being about $100.
Yeah.
The $20
Because I
profit.
have the
'Cause each movie-
Avengers one, and it has like 23 movies in it.
Wait, you have that?
Yeah.
You have the whole Infinity
Yeah,
series
like,
thing?
yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, so when I used to work at the gym, a member bought it for me for Christmas.
Oh, okay. I was
Oh,
gonna
you
say.
got it.
Okay, yeah, no. Because I remember when that first came out and I said I wanted to buy it, you guys told me that there'd be no way in hell you would buy it.
It's like a box set, but it's not the Infinity. Wasn't there like the Infinity Gauntlet one?
There were some of them that it came like with the gauntlet, but if you're talking about the whole,
Yeah, it's just like, it's like a
23
gray
movie.
box and it has the Avengers symbol on it.
then
I'll show you guys later.
Yeah.
Then technically, I think it would still be the
Yeah, I'll show
Infinity
you guys.
Saga.
Yeah, I think it would be the Infinity Saga.
So
Yeah.
get you all 23 fucking movies.
Damn.
Yeah, bro.
Look at when he used to work at the gym too. I need to work in your fucking field or something, man.
Yeah,
What the
look at all these
fuck?
gifts.
What the fuck do
Damn.
you do that I don't do? Fucking
That's
get
fact.
gifted.
That's facts.
Fucking shit. Well, we have a lot of stuff to get into since we missed last week. So, gentlemen, we have a lot of NFL free agency
Oh
stuff
my
that
God.
happened, and a lot of it started last week while we were out. So, fuck, man, where do you guys want to start?
I got pulled up right here.
You got everything?
I got everything.
Chronological order?
So, by team.
By team.
By
Oh, yeah,
team.
yeah,
So,
team.
All right, let's just do it. Evan's going to start the way off.
all right. So
Let's transition into these football
okay.
topics.
You just had to bring this up.
That or we can reassign it to a different topic later, Simon.
This little inside joke there.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
We can swing that.
Let's go, Evan. Come on.
Arizona Cardinals. All right, so really no notable. Probably the most notable signing was running back James Conner. 3 years, $21 million. They re-signed tight end Zach Ertz to 3 years, $31.65 million, and they signed Colt McCoy for 2 years, $7.5 million.
Colt McCoy is still around this league.
That's what I'm saying. When I
Didn't he
look,
play at Texas in
Yeah.
college?
yeah,
And everyone thought he was going to be the next big thing, and
yeah, exactly.
That's
that's what
And
I
then
thought. Okay, keep going.
you got Atlanta Falcons. They just signed Marcus Mariota.
But you got to get to the bigger detail about the Falcons first. So what happened before they got to Mariota?
They traded Matt Ryan
Woo!
to
Matty Ice.
Indianapolis Colts for, I think it was like a third-round pick or something.
Yeah, that's kind of
Right,
disrespectful.
Yeah, but I mean, he was having a down season, but this is a win for Matt Ryan because you're coming off, or you're going to a team that has playoff potential. You have Jonathan Taylor as your back. You got T.Y. Hilton. You got your receivers, right? You're out of that shit show of Atlanta where Calvin Ridley's out for the entire season. There's really no notable receivers.
Mm-hmm.
There's no really notable running backs, except for, I mean, with Atlanta, you got Cordell Patterson, and then they just signed Bears running back Damian Williams. But other than that, no really
The
major
Falcons,
sign-
the Falcons organization knows it's rebuilding.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
if anything, I'm happy if I'm Matt Ryan, like, hey, I got weapons. I got weapons coming to, Indianapolis.
I think Matt Ryan. Well, let me say this too before we continue going on because I know we got a lot to get through. I think Matt Ryan will be a better fit in Indianapolis than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz had the potential to do it because he had that relationship with the head coach there in his time with Philadelphia.
Mhm.
But I think again, losing to Jacksonville at the
Yeah,
last game of the
come on,
season,
Yeah. That's
and
what-
knowing that was your last chance to get into the playoffs and you fucking blew it. Yeah, at that point in time, you gotta go.
Exactly, and like Carson Wentz's leadership was subpar in Indianapolis.
According to reports, yeah.
According to
It was
reports.
questionable, definitely.
Yeah, and it's just like it just wasn't a good fit. So that's you got Baltimore Ravens, so nothing too crazy. They did sign Saints safety Marcus Williams to 5 years, $70 million, and then they're also looking at Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, I saw that part.
Signed that, yep. And Bobby Wagner did visit LA Rams, so they just lost Von Miller, so that might be a nice little pickup for them.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about that last week too. Von Miller is not re-signing with LA. He's back. He's with Buffalo, and I think I don't know if that's going to be on your list or not.
Yep, I was literally just about to talk to
Ravens can keep
so,
a healthy running back now.
Yeah, hopefully.
Exactly. So Rams offensive linebacker Von Miller, 6 years, $120 million
At Buffalo.
And
Still getting paid.
Yeah.
But think about what he's done though for his career. Like every team he's gone on or that he's been at, he's made an impact on that team.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. I get it. His last few years in Denver weren't the greatest, but their defensive side of the ball had always been good. It was always the offensive side that struggled.
Yeah.
So you keep Von Miller's defensive presence there. Yeah, of course he's going to get paid. Now look at what he did. You just got traded to LA on your last year, your last little bit of your salary. You won a Super Bowl. You helped Aaron Donald's numbers get inflate even more than what they already do naturally. So yeah, you're a pinnacle piece to a team that needs defense. And I'm sorry, going to Buffalo right now, I'm terrified of
Buffalo's.
If I'm an offensive player and I'm looking at the Buffalo schedule, I'm shitting my pants.
I'm a little worried too.
Yeah, and then Buffalo also signed Buccaneers tight end O.J. Howard to a year deal, and then Buffalo Bill picked up Case Keenum, they picked up Matt Barkley, they picked up running back Duke Johnson, wide receiver Jamison Crowder from the Jets. So Buffalo's looking pretty nice right about now. They're getting some depth.
Buffalo is. I think this is the year Buffalo, like someone who mentioned it, the depth right now.
Yeah.
This is where they're investing in their depth chart.
Yeah.
They have to.
It's a good move for OJ too. Just seeing him get pushed down further and further on the tight end depth chart in Tampa, I believe.
Yeah.
So it sucks for him back there, but now with Buffalo.
Yeah, and then moving to the Carolina Panthers, I would probably say their most notable signing was Viking safety Xavier Woods, 3 years, $15 million. That's a nice little pickup for him. And Carolina is Carolina. They're in a hodgepodge of a situation trying to rebuild. Chicago Bears, obviously, you guys talked about Khalil Mack being traded from Chicago Bears
to the Chargers.
Chargers, so that was a pretty intense signing right there. No notable real signings. I would probably have to say Packers wide receiver St. Brown signed 1 year deal to them, as well as the offensive guard Lucas Patrick.
Don't get to the other part yet. Don't get to the other part of the Packers. We'll get to that when we get to that part.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Whichever one knows what's coming anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So you got and then Cincinnati Bengals, right? So you got Falcons tight end Hayden Hurst, tight end, right? So great pickup. Cowboys offensive tackle Leo Collins, Buccaneers offensive guard Alex Kappa, Patriots center Ted Karras, and then also Goozy's boy Eli Apple re-signed.
Why the fuck is it? Why does everybody have to be my boy?
I don't know.
I don't even know football like that.
So Joe Burrow gets a lot of help on that offensive line this offseason.
Thank God.
But the question is, now the question becomes, what happens to the defensive side of the ball?
Oh, yeah.
And now how does this also now affect Jamar Chase?
Oh, Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is going to be Jamar Chase.
Right, but again, we all know it happens for the most part, with the exception of Patrick Mahomes. There's the sophomore slump.
I don't think he's going to have that.
I hope not. I feel like he's too good of a player.
He's too good to have.
If you got Joe Burrow as your quarterback, he's going to make sure Jamar Chase gets his targets.
Joe Beasley.
And so you got Cleveland Browns. So this one is a big one.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we're going to get into this here too.
We want to talk. This one is kind of a loaded topic because there's multiple different aspects into the signing.
Yes.
So obviously the biggest one is Texans.
Cleveland Browns made a move.
Made a big move, and this was surprised the hell out of me.
Oh, it did me too.
Yeah. So they just signed Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson via trade. Via trade. They got Jacoby Brissett is now backing up Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yep.
And they also got Amari Cooper. And then they franchise tagged David Njoku as their tight end. And then they also got Patriots defensive end Chase Winovich, Michigan alum.
Michigan boy.
Yeah, Michigan boy.
Go Blue.
So Cleveland Browns are looking pretty good right about now. But
at what cost?
But at what cost? So now the
Yeah.
big question is, there's multiple questions that come up.
Okay,
What the hell are you doing with Baker Mayfield?
What I was going to say, let's take it segment by segment, right? So, yes, the Browns have, as Evan mentioned, made a trade, which, again, Deshaun Watson initially said, I don't want to be part of Cleveland. Allegedly, a reporter got down to the Falcons and the Panthers, allegedly, at one point in time. Then, after that report came out, the next day a deal was done. So, something had to have changed, right? Word of this got out to Baker Mayfield that they were going to make a trade. Allegedly, they said something that they needed the Browns organization says they needed more of an adult at the quarterback position. Yeah. Baker Mayfield came out and requested a trade right after the Deshaun Watson deal, saying, hey, I just think it's best if we part separate ways. So when you look at the context as the front part of this whole thing, this is a very messy and very high school play out of how that works, right? Mm-hmm. So, Evan, to answer your question, what do you do with Baker Mayfield? You have to move Baker Mayfield somehow.
Of course.
But the problem is now, no, he's been in contract year. Last year was technically the contract year. He can technically get an extension as of this year, but as far as is he going to get that extension? Probably not, because I don't think any team's going to sign him. So let's look at the Baker Mayfield thing. You got to trade him, right? But the problem is, a lot of teams already have a quarterback. Baker Mayfield being a number 1 overall pick, I don't think he'll go for it. But at this point in time, the only other option you have left is to have him come off as a backup at this point in time.
You think I don't think he's backup worthy. Honestly.
I don't think so either. I think he's got
starter potential.
Yeah, he has starter potential, but the problem is every team that needs a starting quarterback has one now. Let's jump into the free agency a little bit. All these reports came out. Oh, Pittsburgh would love a chance to jump at Baker Mayfield. Then if that's the case, you just sign Mitchell Trubisky to a 2-year deal.
Oh, he's going to be – if they sign Baker, Mitchell's going to be back up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But the intent, when you sign a quarterback like that, because, again, you need a quarterback now. When you sign a guy like Mitchell Trubisky, who, again, was a top 10 pick at one point in time, you got to pay him top 10 money. So now that the intent with paying top 10 money is you're going to be looking at starting somewhere down the road, somewhere in this aspect. So, yes, you may get Baker off of the trade, but at the same point in time, you just paid Mitchell Trubisky. Like what Buffalo did last year was a good deal. It was a 1-year,
backup Josh Allen.
Yeah, because again, you're not starting Mitchell Trubisky over Josh Allen. Sorry, you know that. But when you go to an organization like Pittsburgh that does not have a quarterback and you sign Mitchell Trubisky, the intent is for you to start.
I would say Baker to Chicago.
Chicago?
They have Justin Fields. They're not going to. Fuck no.
I would say Chicago would be a dark horse team.
I always feel like Carolina's in the hunt for this.
Carolina said hell no. They
to
said
Baker?
Yeah, to Baker.
What about your squad, New Orleans?
They just signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year deal.
Do you trust Jameis?
I'll take Jameis over Baker.
Over Baker?
He's more consistent. Baker is not.
Consistently turning over.
Interceptions, yeah.
Baker's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's get into the Deshaun Watson aspect of this, right? So Deshaun Watson, along with this trade, gets a contract extension, which makes him officially the highest paid quarterback in NFL history, right?
5 years,
$230 million, right? Now, to people watching at home, the other aspect of this is the fact there is still, again, we said last time we were all here, well, Evan wasn't here for this one. Jeremy, you and I mentioned it last time, there are not going to be federal charges against Deshaun Watson in this situation, right? In the sexual abuse allegations, right?
Yeah.
However, the civil charges, which is something that you and I talked about last time, we weren't sure what was happening. Those civil charges are still in play.
Still 22, I believe.
Still a total of 22
there's
civil charges.
Juries that decided not to charge him though.
Right, but they haven't deducted that off. Yeah. So there's still a total of 22 pending sexual assault allegation charges here, right? This is where it gets a little nasty. The Browns know this going into this, right? And again, this is what you and I talked about last week. If you want the guy, you have to take the chance on him regardless of what happens, right? So the Browns have taken their chance. Cool, I'm fine with that. Where it gets messy is the potential of what happens in his first year with Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns have structured this contract to where in case he does miss the year, where some type of charges are done and he does have to go away for a season, potentially more, right? The way how this contract is set up is that don't worry, if something happens, you're only going to take $1 million loss off of your contract. $1 million. A $230 million contract, and you mean to tell me that if something goes wrong, if by some chance he does face charges for this, some type of criminal charges, he's only going to lose $1 million off of his contract. Because again, that $230 million contract, I believe, about 185 of it is guaranteed, or I believe the whole 230.
Fully guaranteed.
Oh, I'm sorry. So 230 is fully guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. He's only second behind Ron while making money this year. He's making about $46 million a year.
Wow.
What message does this send?
You can do whatever you want. We'll still pay you.
Facts.
You can get away with whatever.
You guys talked about it last week with Greg Hardy, right? You can do all of these bad things, but you're still a good football player. You can still bring this to the table, regardless of what you got going on. What you can do on the field is
What you got going on? You're right. What you got going on in the field is more important.
It's showing that your talents on the field mean a lot more to us
you can
than
get away
what
with
you
it.
do outside of the field.
Right. It's like your duties to an NFL team can give you leeway against the law. Because if you and I were to do what Greg Hardy or Deshaun Watson is,
we'll use Greg. Oh, I'm sorry, not Greg Hardy. We'll use Deshaun Watson just because this is more current.
22 civil cases against one of us, gone.
Right,
we're gone in a heartbeat.
Locked up.
And again, I don't have the audio pulled up, but I know Deshaun Watson did address the media. That's obviously
he
what.
He did not look happy in that interview. If anybody's seen that at all.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's got to agree to the trade.
He just sat there and was just like, I'm here. You're paying me. All right, I guess I'll play for the Browns.
But didn't he want to go to Cleveland?
So initially the reports came out saying that he said no. He initially said no, he didn't want to go to Cleveland. Something within a matter of 24 to 48 hours changed.
Yeah,
his agent talked him into that shit, man.
You said what?
His agent had to talk him into that.
Because it's like, hey, you either take this deal or you risk sitting out another season. Like, take your pick.
Atlanta wanted him. If I'm Deshaun Watson, I would rather have gone to Atlanta where you have a nice young core there. Even in Carolina, where Carolina was in the mix. Don't you think if you're Deshaun Watson, you'd rather go to Atlanta or Carolina over fucking Cleveland? But again, I could
anything over Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay, we may be talking shit just because of it's Cleveland and the city as the city. I get it.
No,
but,
the team.
Well, the team, and again, we have more shit to get to, and we're going to try and go through this as fast as we can. The team on paper actually looks pretty well structured this year.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the other news with Cleveland, I don't know if you saw it or not, what I tried to share with you guys. The Browns allegedly cut Jarvis Landry as well too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's still a free agent.
Yeah, hasn't signed. So is his boy Odell.
Yeah, and Odell said he would come back.
To Cleveland?
Yeah.
Cleveland?
Yeah, he's open for a Cleveland return.
Then why do all that bullshit to get out?
Yeah.
You won a Super Bowl out of it.
I for real thought Odell was going somewhere else. I thought he was rumored to go somewhere else.
I sent you guys a list of like the still notable.
Yeah, I did see that one too. Yeah.
Stephon Gilmore. You have the Honey Badger still available. So you have a lot of notable free agents.
There's a lot. All right. So in regards to the Deshaun Watson thing, again, Deshaun Watson, young, tremendous talent that we've mentioned before, has great potential to be, a face of the league, if you will, pending these allegations, whatever happens with that, right? Star-studded talent. But the message that the Cleveland Browns are sending where, go, don't worry about it, we're going to make sure you get paid, fucked up message. I don't like it at all. I think it sends it's a bad look to everybody across the league. It's a bad look.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Cleveland has some bomb-ass massage therapists. That's why he wanted to go so bad.
Bro.
Moving along. All right, the other big news. All right, the other big news of the week. Evan, let's just jump to it. Let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. Kansas City is kind of going through a restructuring here, and I think And I think they took a page out of the Patriots playbook, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. The Kansas City Chiefs have traded the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill, down to Miami for a buttload of draft picks over the next, 2-3 years, if I recall correctly?
Yeah.
Miami has done some restructuring in their team. But I will say this. I got a friend of mine, shout out to my boy Sleeve for watching and always tuning in and following us as well, too. Big Miami fan. Big fan of the Heat, big fan of the Dolphins. He goes, as a Miami fan, this is the most excited I've been to watch Miami football in a long time. So great for the Miami team, right? But I did see a joke that somebody said, or I think I heard it somewhere. Someone said, "Oh, great, Tyreek Hill gonna be running downhill, knowing Tua can't throw a football that fucking deep down the field."
That's facts, though.
That is facts.
So, and Mahomes,
ridiculous.
Mahomes just got Juju, so it's not. There's no comparison. But I think, and I was watching Undisputed, and Shannon Sharp is like, it's going to expose Mahomes and Tua to a certain degree because Mahomes is like, fuck it, Tyreek is down there somewhere, right?
The joke, yeah. He knew about the joke,
right? He knew about the joke, so I mean, he's going to be hitting Kelsey like 30 targets a game.
It won't be a run game.
They never run. They always pass. And then with Tua, Miami has done so much to help him out to develop into the potential star that he is. If he can't...
Well, you still have his boy Jalen Waddle, right?
Yeah, right. You have him. You have the two fastest wide receivers in the game right now. And you still have a solid team. Like, they have potential. But if Tua does not bring home the W's with the addition of Tyreek Hill, then that speaks to Tua as a quarterback.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing with that, too, and this is why I love and hate sports at the same point in time. You don't look at Tua as a question mark before his hip injury. You don't. Because we all sat here and looked at Tua, what he did at Alabama before the surgery, and we're all like, oh my God, this is the next big thing. Like, he was supposed to be Patrick Mahomes level conversation. Now, because of the hip injury, now we got to worry about Tua. He's not the same player. This is why I love and hate sports at the same point in time.
Yeah.
Because we're so quick to count somebody out, but as soon as they do well, we knew we had it in the whole. Then why the fuck were you doubting him so much?
Time.
Right?
Yeah.
Jeremy, we have not really give you an opportunity to talk, and I'm sorry about that.
So irritating. This trade is so.
Why? I thought you were saying you're not talking.
I was going to say, damn, my bad, bro. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Not that. I'm talking about this trade. It's so irritating because I'm at work and now I'm seeing this information come through and I'm just like, damn it! What? Why? Why couldn't there be some kind of deal structured out, some kind of way where you gave Tyreek Hill the money for this extension he was asking for?
My God, they fucking gave 13 years to fucking Patrick Mahomes. There's no way they can afford both of them.
Patrick Mahomes, why don't you take a page out of Tom Brady's book? Take a little less money.
Contract's already signed.
It was
they can restructure.
Do
a
something.
year after he just there's no way.
Do something. Why wouldn't you keep Tyreek and Juju as both your top wide receivers on this team?
I wouldn't do it personally. Like if you bring Juju in, I don't see. Here's the thing, and I'm going to say this very, very carefully. We all know when you bring Juju in, especially after the past couple of years he's had with Pittsburgh, Juju's on that fuck shit.
He is.
But you brought him in and with Jackson Mahomes too. He's going to just double.
You know what?
Shit
You know
now.
what I saw? They said Patrick Mahomes with Juju, and it had a picture of his brother.
Oh my God! But what I was gonna say was I don't believe Tyreek Hill and Juju because Tyreek Hill. Don't get me wrong. Tyreek Hill loves to have fun, right? But he takes his profession and his craft very seriously.
Yeah.
When you look at Juju, you can't really tell what he takes seriously. What do you take? Do you take the football seriously? Or do you rather take your TikTok follows more seriously? I don't think Tyreek Hill wanted to be there if Juju was going to. Again, my hot take, my personal thought, I don't know anything. I haven't read anything. Just me thinking off the top of the head. I don't think Tyreek Hill wanted to be there with Juju being there. Because I think it becomes more as a distraction at this point.
I can see
Mahomes
that.
Going to be super upset this season.
Yeah, he's like, damn. He's like, I just got rid of a TikTok that told my brother and my wife that they can't.
Right, and now I got another one.
On the field,
He's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, and again, that's gonna like you said, it's gonna expose Patrick Mahomes as well. Also, It will expose him. Because how do you handle that now? Like, you already put a foot in your brother's ass about, hey, stop with the fuck shit, keep our name in good standings. Now that's off the field. Now you got to deal with a guy who's doing the TikTok shit on the field. This is where your leadership's going to step up.
Oh boy,
cut the shit. Let's win these games and let's go.
And I think the good thing is that they just signed him to a 1-year deal.
Right. That is.
I think because Juju, phenomenal talent. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's just kind of they were smart to do the 1-year deals. It's like
because of all the fuck shit.
Exactly. It's just like, all right, you prove yourself. You have Patrick Mahomes now. If you want a bag or if you want more money, be professional,
right,
and get these numbers.
Now, going back to what I started off with earlier, and again, we're going to transition into the last big topic as far as the trade that happened as well. So, I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast yesterday, right? Because they were talking about that in the NBA, the Miami Heat thing. I kind of wanted to hear more details about that, but they started talking about the Tyreek Hill trade, right? Yes, when you look at it, Jeremy, you think to yourself, why in God's green earth would you trade your best receiver, the fastest guy on the field, right? Or one of the fastest guys on the field, right?
Yeah.
Think of it this way. Who else has made crazy moves like this? The New England Patriots. Every so often.
Miami is looking really good.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But every so often, they would trade one of their key guys who was like hitting their prime and everything, right? And they let him go. Yeah, go ahead and go trade, or yeah, we're not going to re-sign you, whatever the case may be.
Stephon Gilmore.
And then what happens? It's a refresher, so you stay competitive for at least the next 3 to 4 years. It's a wash, rinse, and repeat cycle. Based off what those guys were saying and kind of looking at it and kind of thinking of it like that, Kansas City may be following that same formula. Hey, we may have to give up a couple of our key guys, down the road, let them go or trade them for something. But if we stay in that mindset of we're going to be competitive every 3 to 4 years, it keeps you, because again, when you think about it, you just signed Patrick Mahomes to that 15-year deal, 15-year extension, right? What good is keeping all these guys if they can't hang in there for the 15 years? If you consistently rinse out the cycle, we got a key player here, we'll get a quarterback, we'll get a rookie who's got good potential, keep him on that rookie deal so that way the cost stays cheap and you're still winning titles. Kind of makes sense when you look at it to that degree.
Yeah.
Nice little refresher.
Yeah. So
see that.
So it's a certain way to look at it and how to keep your team consistently in playoff contention. Now again, you may not win the Super Bowl every year, but you can kind of build off of the talent that you have. Like, okay, the rookie came in and he's really good. We can potentially next year make him our number 2 option, right? We can move him from the 4th to the 2nd option because he did really well. He's got that potential. Well, then once his numbers start going up, you get another piece here. Oh, yeah, you're consistently plugging and playing. By the time you hit year 3 and year 4, we have a chance to potentially win it all.
If this is truly the way they want to go, following a Patriots dynasty like this, it's all going to fall, as you guys said, on Patrick Mahomes. His leadership,
he has
how
to.
he has
to
handle this whole process of having, as you said, the new plug and play guys in different spots all over the field. It's going to be, how can you handle this change that we're just throwing at you randomly? Are you going to, progress like Tom Brady is and make that difference every single year, every single season? Or are you just going to be another guy that we can just replace in a little bit or seek another trade?
Right.
This is going to be the true test of Patrick Mahomes.
This is pretty much, again, like we keep saying it, this is testing him out to see, okay, we know you're great on the field at getting the wins. We need to test you now in other ways. Now we're testing your leadership. We're going to bring in fuck shit Juju. We're going to get rid of your best receiver. How are you going to adapt?
Yeah, I think, and it's a great test.
I think it works great. And again, this will show. We know he's a great talent, but can he be the leader that Kansas City needs him to be?
Yeah. Patty Mahomes cannot play nice.
No, he can't. He's going to have to take that shit seriously. All the smiles and everything of, I'm having fun. Now you're going to have to start looking like Tom Brady, like, I want to fucking win.
You got to be aggressive out here. Kill it.
All right, last big move that I want to talk about. Green Bay Packers, Evan mentioned it, and I told him to hold off on it because we're going to get to it.
Hold up.
No, keep going.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I'm waiting for it. I was waiting to wait. But Green Bay Packers, right after they signed Aaron Rodgers, Jeremy, see, I got names flying all over the place. Jeremy, you and I thought we were under the understanding that Davante Adams got franchise tag. Apparently, that's not the case at all.
Well, he did, but he said he's not going to play under the franchise tag.
Yeah,
he threw up the middle finger. Was like, y'all going to pay me. You're not going to do this.
Well, give someone the middle finger and eventually they'll respond, because the Green Bay Packers, right after that moment and right after Aaron Rodgers signed, about a couple of days later, Green Bay Packers said, all right, you're getting traded. They sent him out to Oakland to reunite with his old teammate in college, Derek Carr. Evan, I know you sent it. You have a heavy take on it, but I want to give Jeremy a chance to talk, because you and I have done most of the talking in this aspect, but let me get Jeremy's perspective here. If you're Aaron Rodgers and you're Scottie Pippen in football, just got traded after he's told the organization, fuck y'all, pay me, are you regretting signing with Green Bay at this point in time?
Hell yeah, I'm regretting signing with y'all. This is not what I signed up for. Like, I thought I was going to have the top wide receiver. Nope. You just traded him away while I'm just sitting back here. I can't do anything. I just got to play. This is what happens when, State Farm doesn't protect your number one wide receiver.
I have a theory on this too, but Evan, go ahead.
If I'm Aaron, I'm pissed.
Trade me now again. Trade me.
4 years, $200 million, and then you franchise tag my boy. Like, if I'm Aaron, I think it kind of falls on Aaron a little bit, because you do all that, in the last season or two, you get your money. If I'm saying, like, the only way that I'm going to re-sign is you keep Davante. If I was Aaron, that would be my thing. And he's a little selfish for taking that money, because it probably left no room for Davante, right? And if I'm the Packers, like, we're going to franchise tag you, Davante. Davante's like, no, I know how this works. You guys are going to tag me, and then give me some bullshit, extension. No, fuck that. I'm just going to, while I'm at the top of my game, I'm going to see, or I want to see what my options are, and then Packers are just like, you know what, just go. And Las Vegas Raiders, they signed a bunch of people too.
Yeah, they've been making some moves this year too.
Cardinals defensive end Chandler Jones, that's a huge sign right there. But Davante Adams and Derek Carr
reunited again.
If I'm Derek Carr, I'm happy as hell. And
you
Carr,
have to be.
You have to.
You better buy Davante that car that you promised.
Because you had Hunter Winthrop you were throwing to the whole entire game. It's just like, all right, well, it's somebody.
So here's my take on this whole Green Bay thing, right? Green Bay got the last laugh. Evan, as you stated, Aaron Rodgers does this shit, right? Yeah, I'll probably retire if they don't pay me. Because what was the whole concept of Aaron's argument? I want to feel valued. Right. I want to feel appreciated. I want to be paid like I'm as great as I am, right? And okay, you hear all these stories rumbling around. All right, cool. You make kind of like when you make somebody feel bad for so long, like you eventually have to give in, right? But that don't mean that there's a secondary game plan. I think Green Bay knew that they were going to do this. I think they wanted to get Aaron Rodgers to sign first. All right, yeah, you know what? We're sorry for treating you so bad. You're right. You came off of a second MVP season, back-to-back, four of them. But I'm saying consistently, right?
Right.
Back-to-back MVP seasons. You are one of the best quarterbacks in this league. A generational talent. We'll re-sign you. You want your $200 million? Cool. There it is. Aaron gets happy. I'm finally appreciated. But that don't mean we're done yet. Now we got you to stay. Now we can do what we need to do. We're sending Davante Adams. Now you're stuck.
Question. Would it be out of the realm of possibility
to get traded again? Or to ask for another trade?
Well, one, to ask for another trade, but also for the Packers to make a smart decision and hook back up the two LSU boys in Jarvis Landry and Odell.
Now that you can do that because they're both cut and free agents, that's one way of looking at it too. But again, will they both come out there? It's hard to say. Aaron Rodgers with Jarvis Landry and Odell. That's a pretty nasty combination.
That's a lot of attitude in that locker room.
But I think Aaron Rodgers is the guy to do it. Is the guy to handle.
That is actually.
That's a good take.
I would like to see that. I would really like to see that because Jarvis Landry and Odell, they're both aging veterans, right? Odell is not the same Odell of Giants past, right? And then Jarvis Landry, still a solid receiver. You don't really have to pay them both too much money.
That's a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Odell will want big time money because he just won a Super Bowl.
He's still coming off an injury, though.
He did. But with Aaron signing this new extension, the only way that it's going to make it worthwhile, all of this money, he has to win another Super Bowl.
Has to. He's only got one. He's only got one.
He has to win. If he can't get it
fucking
done.
Eli Manning has more rings. More rings than fucking Eli.
And Eli skated by, like scraped by the grit of his teeth through all fucking playoffs.
Just think about that. Aaron Rodgers is considered next to Tom Brady as one of the greatest quarterbacks of our generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got one ring. Tom's got 7. Eli has 2.
Eli doesn't have any MVPs, does he?
I do not believe so.
So no MVP. So Aaron has 4 MVPs, 1 ring. Eli has 2 rings, no MVPs. Brady has 7 rings and what, 3 or 4 MVPs?
3 or 4 MVPs.
4. I believe 4.
Yeah, 4.
So when you look at it like that, and I know I hate when people say it shouldn't be all about championships. But if that's the case, then think about it. By definition, then, if championships matter in our time frame, which to most people, to the most percentage of people, championships are the only thing that matters. Eli Manning's a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. If you think about it from that perspective.
If you're going straight off,
never openly admit that. Never.
No, I'm not saying that. I don't agree with it. But I'm saying if you're going off of
the numbers,
yes, if you're going by the numbers, again, there's no MVPs. There's no MVPs for Eli. And again, an MVP is a great fucking accolade to have.
That's an individual.
Right.
Yeah.
That championship says it all, though.
Yeah. It's like, if we're talking NBA, everyone's like, oh, Jordan's the GOAT. He's only got 6. Bill Russell has 11.
Sure, if that's the case, another modern player. Everyone wants to hold up that, again, Jordan, right? Robert Ory's got 7.
Yeah, that's true.
Robert Ory's got 7.
Don't talk about Robert Ory a lot either, too.
No, we don't. We do not talk about Robert Ory like that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look here and see. All right, so let's transition to our NBA topics here. What a March Madness we've been having here so far. And we'll talk about both college, again, the March Madness. By the way, what is it?
Yeah.
St.
Peter's.
St. Peter's. Number
Elite
15
8.
seed. First number 15 seed
Ever
to make it to the Elite 8.
Unreal. This is the biggest Cinderella story because I don't know if you guys know this, but when they almost didn't have enough money to come to the tournament. So the cheerleaders couldn't make it. So MSNBC paid for the cheerleaders to come to the tournament.
Honestly, that's me. I'm filing a lawsuit for that.
It might be a little iffy doing that.
Well, the cheerleaders, I guess, okay, maybe not a big deal, right? As long as the team, it's not like the production company is paying for the actual athletic basketball team to get there. But I mean, you may have a small little lawsuit, like, hey,
Yeah, it's a little.
It's questionable, but again, as long as the team is there to perform, that's the main thing, right? But bro, what a fucking amount of upsets we had.
Unreal.
Michigan upsetted a couple of teams here. Tennessee in the beginning. No, who was the first team they upsetted? Who was the first team? Wasn't it Iowa? No. Who did they play?
Iowa got upset right off rip.
Well, I know whoever Michigan played first, Michigan beat them. They beat Tennessee. Michigan State almost beat Duke. That went down to the wire. That one went down the wire. It's been a pretty exciting. I haven't had a chance to watch any of the games, but from what I've been seeing,
I believe all the number 1 seeds are gone.
yes.
Yeah. So let's see here.
Gonzaga lost.
Gonzaga just lost yesterday.
They just lost. So I'm looking for Iowa right now.
Oh wait, no, I might be wrong because Arizona? Did Arizona play already?
Arizona did play, and I think they lost it.
They lost it. Oh, ooh.
I think
Houston. I think we're going up against Houston.
Here, actually, let me see right now. I'll pull up the NCAA tournament here, but
Iowa lost to Creighton. Number 10, Creighton.
Creighton. Oh.
Wow. Okay, this is the bracket. Holy shit balls here.
I know. It's a lot.
I know. That's why I hate doing this thing. First off, get the fuck out of here. All right, so St. Peter's beat Purdue. That's who it was. Let's see. Show me the bracket.
Oh wait, no, Kansas is still in. I forgot about Kansas.
Okay, so then there's still at least a
They're
couple
still
rounds,
the
yeah.
one that's left.
All right, so this is first round. Let's see. Yep, so Iowa did lose, but that was against Richmond in the first round. So let's see, where are we currently at right now? So Houston did beat Arizona, yes. Villanova is another top seed. They'll play Houston.
They knocked off Michigan.
Yeah.
So, yep.
I knew we were going to lose that game. I hate to say it, but I knew that.
Villanova's kicked our ass the past couple times that
Yep.
we played them.
UNC just beat UCLA.
Skirt.
Tar Heels.
So tomorrow you have St. Peter's against North Carolina. That's gonna be
Can that
crazy.
Cinderella story continue?
I feel like that's kind of lopsided. I don't know.
Duke versus Arkansas. That'll be. I got Duke pulling that one out.
I don't know. Give me the Razorbacks on that one. I think it's
You think
time
so?
for Duke's miracle run to end.
I mean, Duke's rated number 2, so it's not like they're that much of a miracle run. They're not the greatest team on paper, but you know. Sorry, yeah, Murray State, because that's the John Moran was talking about. Yeah, it's been pretty interesting though. Yeah, so let's see, Michigan
Yeah, we
first
upset
beat.
Tennessee.
Yeah, the first team they beat was Colorado State. I'm
I
sorry.
knew they were going to beat them.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought it was an
Yeah.
upset. Michigan beat Tennessee, and then it was. I'm so glad Ohio State lost.
I was so hoping for Loyola Chicago right there, man.
Loyola.
Yeah.
That's a low-scoring game, though. 54-41, though.
Let me see. I passed it. Oh, 54-40. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the greatest game, but
Sister Jean was upset.
Can't upset
get the
Sister
fuck out of
Jean.
here. All right, but what I did want to talk about in NBA here is because I don't know what's been in the water for the NBA.
Something's in the water.
Something's in the water. But we've had a couple of players here in the first couple of weeks of March go off on a 50-point tangent. And I got this article here from the NBA here. I'm going to read this off my phone. I want you guys to think about this. So far, 6 different players have combined to log 8. And again, this was as of last week when we were getting ready to report, so it could be a little bit different now. Have logged in 8 of 50 or more points. So I got the order here when they first started. So March 5th, LeBron against the Los Angeles Lakers against the Warriors. LeBron puts up 56 points. March 6th, the next night, Jason Tatum and the Celtics against the Brooklyn Nets put up 54. Kyrie Irving against the Hornets. Again, the Nets versus the Hornets. Kyrie puts up 50. The Lakers again versus the Washington Wizards on March 11th. LeBron puts up another 50 points. The Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks, March 13th, Kevin Durant put up 53 points. The next night, March 14th, Minnesota Timberwolves versus the San Antonio Spurs, Karl-Anthony Towns put up 60. Following night, March 15th, the Brooklyn Nets versus the Orlando Magic, Kyrie Irving again, 60 points. The next night, actually 2 nights later, you have the Detroit Pistons against, again, the Orlando Magic. Pistons own Sadiq Bey put up 51. Shout out to Sadiq Bey. So, it's been a whole bunch of 50-point performances here in the first part. Now, again, the 50 points have slowed down. Devin Booker was close the other night. He put up 49. So, he could have been in that 50 conversation against the San Antonio Spurs, but the fuck is in the water, guys? What are the players drinking out there nowadays?
Is this a running thing? Like, people, they know about this in the NBA, and they're just like, all right, let me try to get to 50 tonight. Let me try to get to 50 tonight. Let me try to get to 50 tonight.
I think so.
It's just like a running thing. They're just going to keep trying to hit this mark just to add to their numbers. But the question is it too easy? Are teams not playing defense enough out here? Like, what is going on?
That's been my take since the new era started, that there's no defense.
Like, I just don't understand it. Shouldn't this be a little bit more entertaining? I know the point total is exciting, but
First off,
competition be a little bit more entertaining, I guess.
First off, it says something to a couple of those teams here that it happened to them on multiple occasions.
Well, yeah.
2 of the games happened in versus the Magic.
The Orlando Magic let 2 players put up 50 points. And who I think the San Antonio Spurs were in there twice. Again, Devin Booker was just the other night 49 points. Again, why you letting Devin Booker's Devin Booker? No disrespect, but again, why is he able to put up 49 points with ease? And again, fucking what was the other team I just read that did it?
The Hornets was it Hornets?
Yeah, Hornets were in there.
Warriors.
Oh yeah, well, we are terrible at defense. James Wiseman is, I guess, done for the season.
Out for the season, yep.
So this might be a wasted draft pick.
No.
Well, I mean, the first one, like, again, LeBron putting up 56 against the Warriors, I would not that often, because, again, the Warriors are the Warriors, too.
And LeBron is LeBron, too, for slacking on defense as well.
Right. So that one is a pretty good one. And then, again, what was the other one I just read? Jason Tatum against the Nets. We all know the Nets don't play defense, but, again, at the same point in time, it's still the Nets. It's still Kyrie and KD.
Yeah.
So that's another one to be kind of look at as well, too. The Hornets were on there once. Yeah, the Spurs were there against Karl Anthony Towns when he put up 60. And then
That was impressive. That 60 points for Cat.
Yeah, let me take a look at the stats on that one again. I have here the stats: 60 points, 20 on 31, 12 of 13 at the line, and then 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 1 block.
How many threes?
For 3 points, he was 8 of 12.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's really good for Cat.
I mean, yeah, he did win the 3-point.
3 points champ.
Well, I got a bone to pick with Cat here too, because Cat's been on his kick since the 3-point contest leading up to it. I'm the best shooting big man in the league, and I think KD came and humbled him real quickly. KD kind of told him, we did an interview I think with JJ Redick, and I made a statement about Cat's great, don't get me wrong, but he ain't the greatest. And I kind of feel bad because I kind of forgot about this guy too. He said KD said if it were up to me, Dirk Nowitzki gets the trophy for the best shooting big man.
Yeah.
That is facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really say shit about that.
I can't knock that.
Yeah.
I think what makes Karl Anthony, you have to put Karl Anthony Towns in that conversation, obviously, because the numbers don't lie, right? But at the same point in time, I think what makes Karl Anthony Towns a little bit better not better, at least more interesting in that conversation as best shooting big man, you can also count on Karl Anthony Towns to rebound as well also. Dirk Nowitzki wasn't the best rebounder in the world either.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he had a good solid, 8 rebounds a game?
I think so.
As to where Karl Anthony Towns, he can get you at least 10 of them.
12.
Yeah. He can give you a 20-10 piece. So
yeah, easy.
Let's stay with with some of the other topics that we have here as well. Also,
you guys want to talk about that Miami Heat thing before we hop out of the NBA?
Well, we have more NBA to talk about here. Yeah, we kind of jumped to March Madness here a little bit, so we can kind of stay with NBA for a second. With the NBA here, yeah, we can talk Miami Heat. So obviously the other night there was a game against the Warriors, correct? Miami Heat and the Warriors, I believe it was.
I am not 100% sure, but
I think it was the Warriors. Little moment caught on camera. Jimmy Butler being Jimmy Butler, getting a little frustrated and everything. And apparently there was a altercation between him, Coach Spoelstra, and of course the Miami bodyguard UD Udonis Haslem, kind of getting into it. It looked like Coach Spoelstra wanted to square up with Jimmy Butler for a minute. AD was gonna UD was gonna step in and handle it, but do we take it away as a big moment? Should we be worried about the Miami Heat, or is it just kind of heat of the moment?
I think it's heat of the moment.
I like how you played that off.
I was gonna say, no pun intended.
All right.
Yeah, it's just heat of the moment. I mean, competition got up there. Tempers get flared in a little circle, so it's like.
Plus, they've been on a losing streak too, as well.
Yeah.
Too. They haven't been playing the best ball.
It's like, all right, calm down, you guys. I know we're out here trying to play our best, but chill. Like we can do this.
Can I just say I love the way how Spoelstra handled that when they asked him what happened. They got to the podium, they asked him what happened. He goes, all the guys were bickering about where we were going to go eat after the game. I fucking love Coach Spoelstra.
It gets intense. I said Applebee's.
I said filet mignon. No, I love the Miami Heat organization. They handle things like that very professionally. Like, hey, we keep it all in house. Like, yeah, did it spill over where people could see it? But every person that they interviewed about it, yes, nothing. Nobody talked about exactly what they argued about. They all just said, yeah, we had a moment. It got handled.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's what you need.
I fucking love it.
That's
man.
That's what pretty much every single.
What the Lakers need to do.
Yeah, that's what
every organization, but yeah, Lakers as well too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, speaking of Lakers, since we're here, we kind of brought it up. I know it's not on the topic sheet here, but since I got you guys here, how do we feel about Russell Westbrook? Kind of now getting bullied to a certain degree, where like his family doesn't want to show up to the games now. They're kind of like his kids are kind of getting some issues about it at school, like, oh, your dad's Russell Westbrook.
That's
that's a little fucked up.
That's crossing the line. Like, I understand,
but it's kids at school though. Like,
yeah,
you know,
that's crossing the line, and it's just like great.
But kids don't know better than that though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of hard. It's bullying, dog. Like,
but at the same time, parents learn from their kids, or kids learn from their parents. So sometimes
that'd be a fucked up world we live in here, sir.
Parents learn from their kids.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, but like no, kids learn from their parents. So their parents could be, the biggest, Utah Jazz fan, and if Lakers and Utah Jazz, they could be talking about it at home, and the kids pick up on things so easily. So if you talk about family, it's crossing the line, regardless.
I get it.
And if you go like anything outside of basketball, like people, it's what was that one fan for Portland?
Yusuf Nurkic?
Yes, the dude like calling his grandma.
Oh, said like something bad about his mom or his
something bad about his mom and something bad about his grandma. And
his grandma had just passed away. Yeah,
it was like breaking his phone or something.
Yeah, like
toss his phone. Oh. And Yusuf Nurkic had to pay $40,000 for that.
Yeah,
wow.
You got to
he got fined for it because again, you can't interact with a fan like that. But
at the same time, that fan crossing the line right there.
I get it, and that's initially when all these reports started coming out that players are getting fined and players are talking shit to the fans, right? Of course, when you see the perspective, like again, Kevin Durant yelling at the player, "Sit down, shut the fuck up." Right? I fucking laughed. I was like,
Devin Booker one.
Yeah, the Devin Booker
one was hilarious.
Called some guy a vagina.
Yeah.
But
shut up.
But when you see again, I understand we were in lockdown for a year and a half, 2 years, right? But it seems like people have lost all fucking common sense as to how to act when you're out in public again.
I agree.
You can't talk to people just any sort of way. I'm sorry, you're not at home watching the TV game. Like, you can't say that. You can say that shit at the house where no one can hear you and they can't say nothing. But okay.
You're courtside, though.
Right.
What are you live in person?
Right. And those, and again, I understand fans get caught up in the moment. We all get caught up like, oh my God, if your favorite player is having a bad night, oh my God, you turn the ball over. What an asshole, right? Those things happen. But to call somebody out of their name like that, disrespect them, like, yeah, you suck, fuck you, and this and that, when you're right there and they can see you, I'm with the players talking back.
Yeah.
I've got no problem.
And here's the thing. I don't care about the fines. We know the players can afford it. That's why they get paid so much in case you fuck up. Like, yo, you got to pay for it. Okay.
Yeah, you're lucky that's the least that happened,
Yeah, the crazy thing is, like, when you're at these games, notice that these players, even though as larger-than-life athletes as they are still human beings. They still bleed like you and me. Trust me, you say something out of line, out of pocket, best believe, if they're close enough and you're that disrespectful, they're going to say something back. Just know that.
Yeah, if I'm an NBA player and, Jurkic, if someone's calling me that, I'm like, hey, yo, get this dude out of here right now.
Security, either grab him or I'm going to grab him.
Right.
I'm trying to read if I can find out exactly what it was, because I know they reported it, but some of the places that I'm reading it,
yeah,
saying exactly.
Are you talking about
the Yusuf Nurkic thing?
Yeah. So I think they said
I know it had something to do with his mother and his grandmother.
I think they said grandmother's a bitch or something like
some
that.
Crazy shit. Yeah.
Where do you come up with this?
Why would you say this though? Everyone knows you never speak ill of the dead. Well,
again, some people don't know. I didn't know his grandmother passed away. So had I not known that, at that point in time, again, I don't think a fan should say, and again, as close as they got, first and foremost, fucking COVID is still here, whether we talk about it or not. There's still COVID protocols here, and he got face-to-face with the guy, too.
Oh, I don't care about COVID at that point. My blood's boiling, and I get
it. I get it, but at the same point in time, too, gotta be safe.
Yeah.
But, yeah, especially when you get that close and the fan's not backing down, that's when security needs to get
involved. The dude is 2 foot taller than you, bro.
You really want to go?
That's it. I keep saying it. These are grown-ass men.
These are grown men.
These are grown-ass men.
Question. How long do you guys think before we have another Malice in the Palace?
I think it's building up to it. That was the other thing I was going to say to it. I feel like it is, if these players keep getting involved, keep responding back, you're going to have that one fan who's not afraid to back down, And I think it's going to be a little too late for officials to get involved. Because, again, let's say...
Takes us 1 second.
Because think of it this way. Imagine Malice at the Palace happening during a playoff game. In a best of 7 where you have to go back and, like... Because, again, Malice at the Palace, when it happened, was a regular season game, but there was a lot of, animosity and tension building up towards that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they would have played each other in the playoffs and that happened. Fam. Imagine somebody doing that in today's game to somebody who's super passionate like that. Like, again, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant can't, talks a lot of shit too. He can't really handle it. So imagine what happens if Kevin Durant, again, not saying he would, but if he's that guy who just happens, you know what, some fan crossed the line, I'm tired of being nice, and then it breaks out like that, and you're in a playoff game? What do you do at that point in time?
I would hate to be Adam Silver at that point.
Yeah, because you got to make that big decision whether
to
move this game or just eliminate this team.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah,
that shit is wild to me. That shit is wild. Well, speaking of Kevin Durant, his running mate Kyrie Irving looks like he'll officially be able to play home games again now, as the mayor of New York has officially pulled back the mandate for vaccinations and everything, and now you don't necessarily have to be vaccinated to play at a home game now. They moved that, and the funny thing was he got asked about that. Like, just a week ago, you told Kyrie that he still has to get vaccinated in order to play, and now a week later you remove the mandate to have players vaccinated. And I heard the little press conference. Like, he goes, no, my message hasn't changed. Kyrie Irving, go get vaccinated. What the fuck is telling him to go get vaccinated good for if you're going to allow him to play at home?
Yeah, now Kyrie doesn't have to, so he's like, I'm going to stay true to my beliefs and, do what I want to do.
Yeah. So now let me ask you this. Does James Harden look even more dumb now for leaving now knowing that this happened?
This is time. This is bad timing. This is bad
Everything about... I laughed. When I heard this, I laughed. I said, I bet James Harden is even more pissed now, too. Because think about it, all the bullshit that you were mad about. Kyrie's not here. They won't let me play my style. Da-da-da-da-da. If you would have just been a little bit more patient, waited at least to the end of the year. Because, again, we all had a feeling a lot of these things are going to start getting pulled back starting next year.
Yeah.
If you would have just been a little bit more patient, it could have panned out to be...
Made like a late playoff push,
Yes. No, not even that. Even wait till next year. Let's say worst case scenario, next year.
It's not that bad, man.
Motherfucker can even make it a year in Brooklyn. No, this ain't it for me. I gotta go. That ISO ball. But your guys' take on the New York mandates now being pulled back. You don't have to be fully vaccinated to perform at home now.
I mean, it's silly that it's the timing and all this and how it all happened, because I believe, a week before, didn't Kyrie get fined for being in Brooklyn's locker room?
You know what?
Because they came out and said that you can be there, you can't participate, but you can be in the locker room. And Kyrie showed up with no mask. That's why. That's why he got it.
It's I've said this before. Make it make sense.
And it doesn't.
Just make it make sense, please. Don't just be like, okay, you can be there. You can sit right there. You can't move. As soon as you get up, you have to wear a mask. Or as soon as you go here, you have to wear a mask. But if you get up, you don't have to wear a mask. Like,
my thing with that was, if he's going to sit on the bench, all the other players are vaccinated, he's not, he should still have to wear a mask.
Yeah, exactly. So, if he's sitting down, he doesn't have to wear a mask. But as soon as he stands up or moves, he has to wear a mask. Like,
that makes no sense.
You're still in the same general area. Make it
There's
one
still
uniform,
thousands of people in the arena.
One uniform decision. If you enter this building, you have to wear a mask if you are not vaccinated.
Well, then he should. If you're going to be in the arena, you shouldn't be out on the court in general. Like, if you're not vaccinated. If that was still the original mandate, right? You can be in the locker room, have your mask on, and again, you're separated from the thousands of people in the arena. Right? Versus when you walk into the arena, hey, listen, you're walking by at least 100 people getting down to the bench. You're not vaccinated, you're not wearing your mask. Any one of these sickos could have COVID at that point in time.
Yeah, just make it make sense, regardless of the decision that you make.
And
make it make sense.
If I'm being completely honest here, I think a lot of this was just the mayor of New York, wasn't it, Eric Adams? I I just think he got tired of all the pressure about can Kyrie play home games now?
He got tired of being questioned all the time. Can
If
Kyrie play, please? Can we get rid of this mandate?
So think about that. If you really think about it, because again, it goes for all sports teams now, right? So all players in New York, if you're unvaccinated, you cannot play, right? But the biggest person that it impacts, at least as far as like right here and now, is Kyrie. Baseball season's about to start next month, at the beginning of next month, so we're right around the corner, right? No one's talking about baseball right now. No one's talking about New York Rangers hockey right now. No, you're talking about fucking how shitty the New York Knicks are doing, and when is Kyrie going to be able to be back on the court? This benefits one person in this moment of time. You made an exception. If you really think about the here and now aspect of it, you made an exception for one fucking player. That's it. That's really all I have on that one.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It be what it be. Evan, give us the good news here about our shoe wear.
I'm so happy. I am so happy.
Come on.
I am so happy. So, if you guys are shoe connoisseurs in general, this is going to be a great thing. So,
In case you haven't heard the news yet.
in case you haven't heard, so Kobe Bryant's estate and Nike reached a deal to continue their partnership. And when this news broke, I was in the car with my wife and I flipped my shit. I said, now I can go buy sneakers again.
First off, who was driving?
So she was driving, of
Okay,
course.
good.
So Vanessa
Wait,
Bryant,
time. What do you mean, of course?
she was driving. I always drive, so this time around, she.
Oh, well, then don't say of course. So when you say of course, that means that she always drives.
You know what? Don't worry about it. So you can see how excited I am about this. So Vanessa Bryant said, quote, "We're excited to announce our partnership with Nike is going to continue."
Now, this is via Instagram, correct?
Via Instagram, yes. I am so proud that my husband's shoes are still the most worn by players on NBA courts and that the demand for his shoes remains so desired by his fans around the world. With this new partnership, fans will soon be able to have access to Kobe and Gigi Nike products for years to come, and with Nike donating 100% of the net proceeds yearly for Gianna's shoes to our Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation.
Oh, wow.
I am also grateful that Nike and I will work together to establish a youth basketball center in Southern California that will share the Mamba mentality with young athletes for generations to come. I know this is an inspiring moment for my husband and daughter's global fans, and I am very appreciative of each and every one of you. With gratitude for every fan around the world supporting Kobe and Gigi's legacy, Vanessa Bryant. End quote. This is amazing.
This is great.
This is amazing.
Now the question becomes, how soon do Kobe start hitting the shelves again?
I would probably say by summer.
Summer?
I would say by summer because the last shoe that was rumored to drop was that black and white one, and it had Kobe and Gigi on the back heel. That one is going to be the first shoe released. No date.
What do you think
yet.
it'll retail for?
It's probably going to retail for the same, like the 200. It's probably going to retail for 200.
I think it would be more, if I'm being completely honest with you, because it's a special edition.
Oh, yeah.
So it might,
edition's probably limited.
250 maybe, because I have the Mamba Day Kobe's that came out during his last day, and those were like, at the time, it was like 225 or something like that.
I can see 250 then.
Yeah, so maybe around this time it might be hiked up to 250, but who knows how the regular shoes are going to be priced going forward. They're probably going to be the regular prices, but to get them, it's going to be hell.
Well, let me just
sure.
say this too, because I know they're trying to implement a law where bots that don't have a run have
I think sneakers went through some.
Yeah, some shit like that. So I mean, hopefully, if that's the case, if this legislation or whatever to remove all these like bots and everything, which for people who don't know tech terminology nowadays, bots is pretty much like an automatic winner if you think about it, just to that degree. Hopefully, a lot of those bots get removed so that way people do have a fair chance at getting these. Because let's be realistic. I mean, I know I don't take as many, but you take a lot of L's on the sneakers app, you know. And again, it sucks, you know, as a sneaker
Way
fan.
to rub it in, Dick. I don't take a whole lot of L's. No,
You just had to put that out there,
He's
too.
the only one that gets W's on sneakers.
I really don't know how. I really don't. I sit there, which by the way, the Air Max Blueprint Nikes are about to drop in 30 minutes. I'm going to try and get those here too, but probably not. I got to let him pay for it, so.
I guarantee he's going to get them.
He's going to try for him.
I want to try, but
I'm probably going to, he's going to be like, babe, I'm going to try for the shoes.
I told her I was going to try.
Oh.
But as I think back at it now, it's like, probably not the best idea in the world right now.
they will be there at a later date, and who knows, they may be cheaper in the long run. That's like where I'm putting my mindset. Is like I don't try and get shoes when they come out.
Well, yeah, if you do the restock thing, or resell them, they could be a little cheaper. Because there was a pair of shoes I bought that got them the day they came out. I overpaid for them. They were the those Obsidian ones. I paid a little bit more for it because again I wanted them that bad. I wanted them the day they came out. I went to every store and we're all sold out. We're all sold out. I think I paid after taxes and the shipping was like $230. They retailed for like $150 at the time, and then I saw
ones.
Yeah, because they were popular, but they weren't the most. I forget exactly how it all worked out. Just kind of trying to remember on top of my head, but
hell, we live in a world where everyone wants to be the first, so I kind of can see why you want to be like, all right, let me grab these now.
But even some of the shoes I have, I've got shoes that have been like really, really high proclaimed. I see a bunch of people wearing them. Well, shit, man, because I work so damn much, 5 days a week and all that. And again, when quarantine hit, I wasn't really going outside. I got shoes I've only worn maybe once or twice at that. Yeah, sitting in my storage room, But shout out to the Bryan estate. It's dope. I don't personally own a pair of Kobe's. I would love to get a pair of Kobe's because everyone does speak highly of them. So when that time does come, I sure hope that now that Kobe is no longer here, to kind of see the retro aspect of it will be nice. Mm-hmm. Again, you'll have the Jordan retros too, but now a competitive aspect of that too will be retro Kobe's as well, or new designs of Kobe's that could be coming out also for players to wear. But it's going to be interesting. We're going to be in an interesting time here in the next couple of years where you'll have, because LeBron's shoes are starting to retro a little bit, but to be honest, I don't think they do that well as retros. Like
they had the Fruity Pebbles one.
Well, I know the new ones, the 19s that he's got. Those sold the fuck out. I can't find those anywhere.
Oh, really?
That was a pretty interesting concept. I kind of liked it. But the other ones that were really popular that he came out with, the LeBron 8s, the South Beaches when he went to Miami.
Yes.
Bro, I look at Sneakers app every day and I can see they're still there. They're sitting.
But no one wants them?
I'll pull it up right now. Give me 1 second.
And you know what's crazy? While you're pulling that up here, I had a thought. So just imagine the day when Michael Jordan passes. Oh. Can you imagine what Jordans are going to go for? If they're already going like this now? Oh my God.
The arm, a leg, and God knows what else.
You got to sacrifice, your firstborn, and then you got to, donate a liter of blood, and then you got to,
You got to put your house up for sale for some of them. Hell.
So now they're gone. Yeah, I can't find them. But for a little while, when I checked the Sneakers app for about a good 2 weeks, I would just see them sitting there.
Let me see what they look like again.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll pull them up here.
Yeah, just that day that Michael Jordan passes.
I can only imagine the tag on one of these shoes, just the price.
Unreal. And in China, there's Jordans that are just,
Those ones.
Those ones are crispy. I like those.
Oh, yeah, those look bad.
They sat there for a minute.
I think
I'm gonna wear those.
It would take the right color. Well, see, someone's making this up because that's a 14.
That colorway looks dope on a 14 though.
Yeah, it's not bad. Plus, I like the Nike stretch to it as well. Also, but yeah, the original LeBron Miami South Beaches. Yeah, that was definitely a nice colorway.
Yeah,
get that alternative Miami jerseys, black shorts.
Yeah, the one that they did for Dwayne Wade's last year or whatever. Yeah, that was a good one. Shout out Dwayne Wade. I miss Dwayne Wade. Let's take a look here and see what else do we got to talk about here. I mean, we pretty much got everything here. I know Jeremy wants to talk about a passing in the tech world. What's going on, buddy? Who passed away?
The creator of the GIF, or GIF, however you want to say it.
I still call it GIF.
Passed away at 70, I believe, last week. A lot has been said about this dude. He actually invented this back in the 1970s, but of course it got a huge bunch of praise right now as we're going through this whole social media phase and everything just popping off. So it's kind of interesting to see everything kind of transitioning right now. I believe he also won a social media award for it as well, too.
Really?
So that was kind of interesting, too. But, yeah, my man passed away at 70. So
that's, everybody uses GIFs every single day. And it's kind of like the guy who invented, copy and paste, It's just one of those things that you never expect, but you use it every single day, so that's unfortunate. Rest in peace to his family, or rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family.
Yes, indeed. Like, never would have thought, like, a couple years ago that these, like, little self-images would be so popular, but hell, they are. I mean,
I know
we use them every day, but God, it's kind of nice to just have this in your back pocket, you know, just to pull this up. I know we all got our favorites here and there too.
Oh yeah, I got a few. My favorites. One of my favorites is probably The Future when he says sensational. So
we're still on this sensational kick.
This is never gonna die. That sensational thing is never gonna die.
I hate you all.
You know, he'll come around. It might take him a little while.
You got
wait.
into it.
We're not reassigning?
No reassignment.
So, wait, speaking of that, my fiance must have been listening to the podcast the other day. She was at work. Oh, no, wait. Because
You make it sound like you got busted.
No. I know she listens, right?
It's not my fault. I ain't doing nothing.
It's always your fault, Jeremy. No, but we were talking about something, and I was like, all right, yeah, it sounds good. She goes, you know what else it sounds like? I said, what's that? She goes, sensational. I was like, are you listening to the podcast? She goes, yeah. I was like, I hate you too.
Bat it up.
I hate you all.
I'm gonna do a toast.
Oh my God.
Please.
You better not. No.
Please,
No, because if I fucking hear that word come out of your fucking mouth, I'll break a glass and stab you. I am not afraid to go to jail for murder on my fucking on my wedding night.
Oh yeah, speaking of honeymoon, I listened to last week's episode, and you guys got a timeshare.
Yes.
Hey, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Definitely helped out. Shout out to the family member that got us into the timeshare. I'm glad I ain't got to pay for this.
Right?
Yeah, I know, right?
When are you guys going? Like the day after?
2 days after.
Okay.
We leave on that Sunday. So.
Okay. Yeah. Man.
Figure give us a day to kind of pack up a little bit.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying. It's like the people who just like had that wedding, then the next.
well,
day
that's what
they're
we
on
wanted to do.
That's
We
like,
wanted
but
to
you
do
gotta
that.
have that buffer.
Yeah, no, I think it kind of played out better to have that buffer, just because again, like the when it's all said and done and everything, to be that exhausted, have to fucking drop everything off and then like go get to the airport, like that takes a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot to do in a short amount of time. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, gentlemen, I know you watched it, and I know you watched it. You guys want to do a review on the Batman? I want to talk to you guys about that since I finally seen
I
it.
actually didn't get to see it yet.
Oh, you still haven't seen it yet? I thought you
haven't
did.
seen it. I planned on seeing it, but unfortunately,
Okay, then I'll hold off.
I slept my weekend away.
I'll
basically
hold
last
off
weekend.
then, because I did watch it, and
I know you guys can talk about it. I'm still gonna see it regardless.
you sure?
Yeah,
We're gonna do spoilers.
I don't care. Shit, I'm still gonna see it.
I thought you've seen it because you talked about the car chase scene and everything.
The car chase scene.
No, that's what they say when like that's
For the bathroom break?
For the bathroom break. That's
Yeah,
the
I got up twice in the middle of the movie. I couldn't hold it. I chugged.
How'd you get up twice in the movie? and still
Listen, man, I don't
remember
drink. I don't drink pop like that, but it's one of like my things. Like when I go to the movie theater, you get a popcorn and pop.
man.
So when you're not accustomed to drinking pop like that on a regular basis, and you just drink a shit ton of water from a restaurant somewhere else, guess what? Oh, gotta go. But no, it was still good. No, I went with my brother, and I told my brother when I left, I said, let me know if I miss anything. And then I came back. What'd I miss?
Yeah. Did you see that deleted scene?
I did. So you sent it to me literally like 30 minutes before I went to go see the movie.
with the alternate Joker, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, I
Which,
know
by the
I
way,
know
that guy looks scary as shit.
He
was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, and again, before we get into the whole review for Batman and everything, after this movie, they are working on a Arkham Asylum.
Yes.
So, and that was kind of the key takeaways I took away from the movie was if anyone ever played the Batman Arkham's
game.
video games,
Mm-hmm.
that's what Robert Pattinson looked like as Batman to
Yeah.
me. Like that's the vibe I got, other than the small pointy bat ears.
Yeah.
They were more like the original OG, like taller ones. But it still wasn't a terrible look either way.
Please give Calendar Man some respect in this Arkham Asylum movie.
Yeah, Calendar Man is not a character that really gets talked about. But did you watch? HBO has a couple of those Batman animated movies.
Oh yeah,
One of them is one that I was looking forward to called The Long Halloween.
I do know that one. Yes, I do know.
That's
that
a
one.
really good one as far as they do it in 2 parts, so it's in total for each one it's about 2.5, 3 hours
Oh.
for the total thing. So
Okay.
if you ever get some time, watch it. It's a very dark and graphic animated
Okay.
movie of it, but the storyline See, that's the one thing I've come to like, because everyone talks shit about Batman, like, oh, it's another Batman movie, right? There are so many different graphic novel stories of Batman, and because Batman is such a dark character, you can always reimagine Batman at some point in time,
Right.
depending on what story you want to go off of. So, kind of like what I was saying earlier, like Batman's outfit looked like the Arkham Knight video game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now when they say there's a series about Arkham Asylum coming, it kind of makes sense now why he looks like that. They may be taking aspects from the video game, doing it into a live TV show. Great. Look, I'm not mad at that. What was the other thing I was going to say? Fuck. Oh, Calendar Man is in this Arkham, this long Halloween movie thing, and some of the aspects from the movie are from that cartoon movie as well. Also,
Okay.
so a lot of it kind of made sense to me. I was like, oh, okay, I remember that plot twist from that movie. So, can I just say right now, the Riddler, the guy who did the Riddler and the way how they were trying to portray the Riddler, really, really great job.
Yeah.
There were things I liked about the movie. Oh yeah,
And Jim Carrey's more like the comical.
Yeah, and that's what because like I said, my brother and I went to go see it. So like I was telling him, it's really nice to see the Riddler kind of be taken seriously. Like no matter how you look at the Riddler, you always see him, whether it's in some type of green outfit, with the cane, the question marks all over, right? Somehow, some way, it's a cliche look of what the Riddler looks like, right? To kind of see the Riddler not look cliche, but still kind of push that element of fear and mystery, it was a really good job.
Yeah.
Really, really great job of a different aspect of that. I do have a couple knocks towards the movie, but I was not extremely critical, as you guys like to call me a fucking critic, right?
Over here.
Yeah.
Essences of the movie played very similarly to The Dark Knight. The plot twist at the end, once the final act is kicking in and the final moments are kicking in, it gives you the kind of like that Dark Knight, like when you found out Joker wasn't really the only criminal, only the bad guy, and then all of a sudden you have Harvey Dent turning into Two-Face. That little, oh shit, there's one more little push like that. It had literally kind of like a copy and paste feeling towards that aspect. There was never a moment in time where I was fully like, oh shit, or anything like that. The car chase scene was really cool. It didn't have me on the edge of my seat. What I do like about it is like Evan and I, and like we've talked about before, the detective aspect of it, right? The plots and twists, like, oh shit, like I didn't even think about that, right? A lot of those aha moments that were really, really good.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be a favorite Batman movie of mine. I would definitely watch this again.
Yeah.
Is it my overall favorite? No. But if you want something on the darker side, kind of to a degree like a murder mystery style, this is a movie you want to watch.
I really enjoyed it. It was almost kind of like a breath of fresh air. Like, yes, we know, and Eric, you mentioned this, enough about the backstory. Yes, we get it.
You've seen it played over thousands of times.
Right, exactly. So it's like, how many different ways can you, split this hair? But
this is, when they tell you you're watching a Batman movie, this is a Batman movie. There's maybe only about 4 to 5 scenes where Robert Pattinson is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
It's great. I loved it. I love the fact that you don't have to see him consistently go back and forth, right? He only does it, like I said, in the few moments he does it, they're very small. Like the scene that's on there online where he's at the funeral, they explain how that works. Like they touch on that, like, oh, you're going out, and he explains why. There's a couple of moments where, he unmasks himself in his little bat cave as Bruce Wayne. Cool. Not that bad. Like I said, at the very most, it's about 5 scenes where he is not in Batman uniform.
Yeah. And I like how Robert Pattinson didn't try too hard with the Batman voice.
It felt kind of like I had heard it before.
Right. It was more like a stern, low tone type of voice. So it wasn't, like he wasn't trying too hard.
Yeah, he wasn't forcing himself to do it.
Yeah, like he wasn't trying to force it and didn't seem fake. It seems just more kind of gloomy and undertone and, more serious. And I did like this detective version. It was
Yeah.
a breath of fresh air. It was something that it was great, and there were several like aha moments. And the Riddler was phenomenal in that movie. But when I picture the Riddler, like my personal favorite Riddler is the one from the Gotham TV show.
The TV show, yeah.
Yes, I personally liked that Joker, and obviously Heath Ledger's Joker. But like you
Well,
can't.
you said Riddler.
Or
Well,
I'm sorry.
The other villain.
Yeah, like the other
Joker.
villains, right? So it was nice. It was nice to see this take on Batman, and it's worth it.
And can I say this too? When it comes to Academy Awards season for the 2022 season, the makeup team for Batman
Oh yeah,
needs to be in that conversation.
Oh, really?
the way that they Penguin.
Yes, because I didn't realize at first going into it because I know all the hype had been about Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz, right? I didn't realize that was Colin Farrell
Yeah,
until I went to the movie.
that's Colin.
That's Colin Farrell is Penguin.
Oh.
And they actually ordered a HBO series.
Yeah,
About
saying that.
Penguin.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so Colin Farrell will be reprising his role as Penguin in the HBO series. Look at that. I liked the story development behind that as well too. Like in the storytelling, like that's what kept me going. It wasn't the most exciting, like over the top action film, like what you kind of expect for a Marvel movie, like all this action explosion, keep you like, oh shit, oh snap, what's going on, right?
Mm.
It's a mystery movie. Mystery movies are not supposed to have you like, oh shit, every 20, 30 minutes. Yeah,
right.
it's supposed to keep you locked in. First off, the first Riddler death scene, the first murder scene that he did
Oh yeah.
at the house,
Oh yeah.
bro, I didn't even expect him to be there. Like the one character moves and you just see Glam. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, I know it was dark in the theater,
but it's not one of those like those scare jumps. It's one of those like it takes you a second to register. Like, oh shit, there's somebody there right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool too. Just seeing that it is like that detective aspect, and the Joker and the Riddler have always been like two of my favorite like DC villains. I guess
You
could
do
say.
see a very small scene with them at the very end of the movie.
Together.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Evan, did you stay for the whole thing or no? Like post credit and all that, or
I don't think there was any post.
okay? Because I know you said there was. Because again, I took your word and I told him, yeah, there's no post credit scene. Jeremy saw it a week ago. Now you're telling, oh, I haven't seen it. I was like, damn, I should have stood then.
No,
I have heard from other people that watched it, but yeah, they said there's no post credit scene. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the only, I guess you could say like post credit scene would be that
Deleted scenes. Yeah.
Then
Which looks creepy.
he
as
looks
fuck
creepy
still.
as hell.
Yeah, because even on the deleted scene, to see all the scars that he has, like on the back of his head,
Then
like
his hair.
the missing
Jesus.
patch of like hair and everything, like this is gonna be interesting to see how this works, like what they're trying to do with it. Because I know Robert Pattinson said he's down again with the Arkham series and everything. He's down to do it again. So there may be a sequel somewhere down the road. You may have kind of like what Marvel's doing, the Batman Arkham series. Something in the series leads into Batman 2, and then
Yeah.
moving forward from there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if like HBO Max kind of like took on the thing that like Disney Plus is doing right now, make a little side series to
But it has to
kinda
be
lead up
yeah,
to
it has
the
to
movie.
right exactly.
Yeah.
kind of give you something to look forward to.
Speaking of that, we're about 4 days away from the release of Marvel's Moon Knight.
Yeah,
I've been hearing
yes.
been hearing that's getting a lot of from people who like early people who have seen the show already. That's getting a lot of good praise already. That should be interesting.
They had the premiere in India that had a little kid dressed up like Moon Knight.
Was it India or is it in?
I believe it was India.
I thought it was in like Central America or something like that. I
I
could be
thought,
wrong.
I thought it was India.
Yeah, I saw the little kid
The
though.
little kid
with-
with the Moon
with the
Knight,
Moon Knight
and all dressed
outfit,
up. I was like,
yeah.
wow.
that looks
impressive.
pretty good. Halo premiered
I have not seen that yet.
Is that on Paramount?
on Paramount Plus. Yeah.
Someone Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
I started watching it. Dog, I was not ready for what happened in the first 5 minutes.
So I think a lot of people were bashing that because of how Cortana looks.
I haven't watched all of it yet, so
Is it anything like the game, or?
So I'll
am I
tell
not
you right
getting
now,
the
like
game?
the aspect of what I did see because I started watching and then I was really hooked. Oh, I want to watch this, kind of like because I watch TV with my fiance and then when she goes to bed, I'll stay up and watch it. Like that's a show I have to watch like by myself because I played some of the games and I like sci-fi shit like that. She's
Yeah.
not into it, right? So I know that's something I can watch by myself. Problem is, by the time she goes to bed and then I watch it, it's about 11:30. I'm on the verge of passing out. And the,
That's
sh-
how you
and,
got that creepy-
and the show and the show's an hour long, so I got to rewatch it, right? the special effects in there are really, really good. Like, it looks, they really did a good job at honoring the Alien Covenant creatures, right? Really, really good job. As far as Cortana goes, I can't really say. I didn't get that
I
far
heard
yet.
that they got some backlash of how she looks. But
Cortana was barely there in the game anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really make a difference at that point in time. But no, it's first 5 minutes. Again, the show is rated TV 14. It should be rated TV MA for the way how it starts off.
Damn.
Some teenager in the show gets like exploded on, or like gets exploded. Like,
What?
yeah, like the first gunshot. I was like, oh shit! I was like, I was looking at my phone at one point in time, and I looked up, like, oh, it's about to get good, you know. And then I'm watching, and I just see that happen. And I'm in the movie theater. I'm in my car, like, oh shit! Like, damn, she got popped. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, Jeremy, since you haven't seen Batman, so you fucking lied to me. But
I didn't lie. I just said that I was going to, but like I said, I basically slept away my weekend last week.
if you get a chance, if it's still in theaters, go watch it. If not, you know, if you want to wait for the HBO Max streaming, you're not losing either way. You just have to wait a little longer. That's all.
Yeah. I figured I got Spider-Man, a bunch of other stuff to hold me over, so especially got to find someone with that Paramount password so I can watch Halo.
Yep, I need someone too.
Anything else we need to cover, gentlemen? Or is
Jeremy,
that
you had something, right? You had.
Do you want to talk about the LA Dynasty show, the winning season?
I've tried watching it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I've tried watching it. It moves kind of slow.
It does. I'm hoping that it does pick up because they're on like episode 3 right now, and it's like, all right, we're seeing Magic kind of get to LA and get his boundaries going on, and especially what happens. And from what they say, this is like a true to life of what happened.
As close as it
As
gets.
close as they can get. And I'm like, if this is actually what happened, like, yeah, I can see where Magic Johnson got that from. So,
okay. See, I
yeah.
haven't gotten to the whole. I got through episode 1, so I kind of like the way how it starts off with episode 1, where like you have the characters breaking the fourth wall and talking to you to kind of keep you interested and get you.
I don't really like that.
It's not terrible. Like, I like it, but I'm kind of with you. It's like it can go either way. Like, so John C. Reilly plays Dr. Jerry Buss.
Okay.
And Dr. Jerry Buss, the scene starts off, he's laying in bed naked with some young chick at the Playboy Mansion. Talking about, if there's 2 things that make me believe in God, it's sex and basketball. I'm like, what a combination to begin with. But all right, that's one way of looking at it. And then he kind of takes you through like this little journey at times of like how he goes about purchasing the team.
Okay.
So they touch on the fact that, again, he made a sale where half of it is property, the other half is cash, right? Then you, as the show starts to come to an end, you start to see the frustrating dynamic of Jerry West as a head coach and office person, right? Jerry West still believes, again, according to the aspects of the show, he's going through a depressional point where he can't believe he's retired. The Lakers are about to draft a African-American point guard, which, this is still, again, the late 70s, early 80s. This is still good, kind of like the tail end of the segregation times here.
Right.
But the league is still predominantly white at this point in time. Your star player should be a white guy. So they touch on how Larry Bird's already been committed to go to Boston, and now it's between potentially Chicago and LA, where Magic may land. Depends on who gets the second pick. Which, by the way,
A coin flip?
yeah, that was kind of strange. That was kind of strange to me that's how it determined who was gonna get the pick.
Coin flip? That really?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. You see this. So the first episode is kind of like about Dr. Buss getting in there, trying to leave his imprint on like the structure, like the front office aspect of it, and how it kind of like is not what the Lakers organization is used to. Like, he wants to be, like he says, I want to be involved in all this, right? As to where the previous owner was just like, do what the fuck you guys got to do. I got other stuff I got to take care of, and then walks out of the building. So it's an interesting aspect on that. Second episode is pretty much about Jerry West going through depression, feeling some type of void, trying to figure out his place in this organization, and then Episode 3 I haven't watched yet. I fell asleep through episode 2. I wasn't really interested in the second episode.
It's a little just depressing. Jerry West going through the motions of what he wants to do, whether he wants to stay coaching this team or just walk off or retire, do something else. Episode 3, they actually introduced Pat Riley.
That's right, because Pat Riley was officially the head coach. Yeah.
Yeah, they introduced.
Who plays Pat Riley? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't know the guy's name, but he looks absolutely nothing like Pat Riley. If anything,
Magic barely looked like Magic.
Yeah, Magic barely looks like Magic. They probably got the nose right, if anything, on Pat Riley. Whatever the makeup team, but yeah.
Leave that one alone.
Anything else, yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
It's not bad. It takes, like I said, it does take some time to kind of get through at that point in time.
Like I'm waiting for the ramp up to be something good to come out of it. Yeah. Right now it's just all talk.
Yeah, it's a lot of dialect, and like I said, I'm a key proponent of good dialect, but it has to again be good dialect.
Right.
A lot of this is just back and forth bantering, like when they first introduced Jerry West, right? I don't give a shit that Jerry West don't want to be there. And it's good that they're touching on it, but it's a consistent bickering back and forth between him and Dr. Buss.
Oh, okay.
I don't need that for a show. Yes, I understand that it plays an aspect into the legacy of how the new dynasty of the Lakers got started.
Gotcha.
But I don't need it overkill.
Yeah, over and over again.
So it's not bad. I mean, if you're into it and have the patience for it, by all means, go for it.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. If you're not doing anything.
So, gentlemen, is that it? Are we out of things to talk about here? Did we run through everything?
Unless you want to talk about some chicken.
Excuse me.
So I've already gone over the story with Evan before you got here, but apparently this is a real news story. A woman in the South called 911 to file a report that the KFC stole 4 pieces of chicken out of her 8-piece bucket, and she wanted them to come and get it back for her.
Yeah, we can wrap the show up. What the fuck?
Yeah.
She called 911 to report that the manager at the KFC, who claims that he packed this bag for her, stole 4 pieces of chicken from the bucket.
And you couldn't go back with your receipt saying that I paid for an 8-piece and only got 4?
I don't think she was having it.
I don't think she's like...
So she was upset.
Yeah, she's very upset.
She wanted someone else to step in and get her 4 pieces of chicken back.
I had an incident like this the other fucking week. I fucking went to a fast food place, ordered 2 10-pieces and was short on 1. I fucking pulled over, double checked, and didn't have it. I went back inside, waited, and got my other fucking pieces.
But why didn't you call the cops?
Yeah.
Why do I need to call the fucking cops?
Because they didn't put the chicken in the bag for you like how they were supposed to.
I hate you.
They're here to protect and serve, okay?
What the fuck are they
you.
protecting?
Your order. And they're supposed to serve you your correct order.
No, that's the fucking that's KFC's job at that point in time. Serve me my fucking order what I paid for. Don't call the fucking police.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you not gonna help me get my chicken back? That's a comment she said to the 911 operator.
But do they have to actually send out an officer on this call?
They ended up sending out an officer. And I don't think he did anything.
If I'm this officer, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'll go take a look at it and then just...
But by definition, you have to, because if someone calls the police, you have to make a report about it.
Oh, I'm charging her for my gas at that point.
I would charge her for false calling 911.
Yeah.
There's other shit I could be doing right now. Do we know where at down south?
I don't recall what it said. Do you remember what it said from down south?
Please say Alabama for the love.
It was
probably some
here.
southern state.
Let me look at it.
Louisiana, Alabama, maybe Kentucky.
Kentucky.
But yeah,
that is fucking terrible. The fact that you waste people's time like that. 911 was your emergency. Yeah, I got robbed. Okay, what did you get robbed of? 4 pieces of fucking chicken.
It's actually in Euclid, Ohio.
Ohio?
It was Ohio.
Oh,
I thought it was down south from where her
my
accent was.
That's why
God.
That's why you
don't fuck with Ohio. Fucking Ohio. The only good thing that they got down there is Cedar Point. That's about it.
And now Deshaun Watson and the bomb-ass massage therapist.
I think that's our time.
Time to go home.
That's our time.
All right,
That's
buddy.
our time.
Hold on 1 second here. Since we're on Throwback Saturday here. All right. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Speak Your Piece, coming to you live from Cave Radio Broadcasting, CRBradio.com. And again, make sure you're following us on our social media platforms, Facebook.com/SpeakYourPiece313, Instagram at the handle SpeakYourPiece313. And again, make sure you're following the YouTube channel as well for the newest edition of the video version of the show. Gentlemen, it's always great to see you here as well. Jeremy, don't bring me no more bullshit about fucking chicken stories again.
You're not going to help me get my chicken back.
Thank you, fans, for your love and support. Most importantly of all, peace.